Every connection, every relationship, every meaningful interaction in life is not built on grand gestures alone. It is not built on dramatic words or flashy displays or moments that demand attention. Most of the time it is built quietly, subtly, invisibly. The way someone notices you when you speak, the way they remember a detail you mentioned months ago, the way they smile at the memory of something only the two of you shared, these are the moments that matter the most. These are the moments that leave a mark deeper than words, a mark that lingers in their heart and mind long after you have gone. This is the silent impact, and it is far more powerful than most people ever realize. Many of us have been taught to chase attention, to demand validation, to look for proof of care in overt ways. We think that if someone truly values us, they must show it through constant words, constant presence, constant visible effort. But real connection, the kind that leaves someone thinking of you when you are not there, is subtle. It is quiet. It is gentle. It is almost invisible to the casual observer, and that is exactly what makes it so unforgettable. When someone notices your laugh, when they remember the exact way you reacted to a moment, when they think of you at the oddest, most unexpected times, it is because you have left an imprint on them that cannot be erased. Think about it for a moment. Have you ever received a message at a time when you least expected it? Just a simple, "I thought of you," or "I remembered this and it reminded me of you," and it made your whole day brighter. That is the silent impact. It is not the dramatic declarations or public displays that create it. It is the small, consistent actions that show care, attention, and presence. A single thoughtful gesture can echo in someone's mind for days, weeks, even months, because it comes from authenticity, from the attention to detail, from the way you make someone feel valued without expecting anything in return. Being unforgettable is not about trying to be noticed. It is not about manipulating someone's emotions or controlling their attention. It is about being present fully in every interaction and letting your natural energy, your natural kindness, and your genuine interest be felt. When you do this, something remarkable happens. You do not have to chase them. You do not have to force them to think of you. Your presence becomes magnetic because it resonates in a way that is natural, effortless, and deeply human. The silent impact is the result of living with authenticity, showing care without expectation, and leaving impressions that reach beyond words. This is why subtlety is so powerful. A smile, a moment of understanding, a message that shows you listened. A compliment that reflects genuine appreciation. These are not small things. They are the foundation of the kind of connection that lingers. When a man carries your energy in his mind when he is alone, when he remembers the way you made him feel rather than the things you said, that is when he realizes you are someone truly special. That is when you become the last thought in his mind without having to try, without having to chase, without having to demand attention. Many people overlook this. They think that to be memorable, they must do more, give more, speak more, or appear in more dramatic ways. They think that if they are not constantly visible, constantly communicating, constantly performing, they will be forgotten. But real influence works differently. Real influence is quiet. It is subtle. It is built in the gaps between words, in the moments that seem insignificant, in the spaces where no one is watching. And that is why it lasts. The loud, dramatic gestures fade. The constant chatter becomes noise. But the silent impact remains because it comes from truth, from authenticity, and from a genuine connection that cannot be duplicated or replaced. When you understand this, it changes how you approach relationships, how you approach your presence, and how you see yourself. You realize that you do not need to overextend, overthink, or overcompensate to be unforgettable. You simply need to be aware of the energy you bring, the attention you give, and the way you make people feel. You need to allow yourself to be present fully, not for validation, not for recognition, but because that is the way genuine connection grows. And when you do this, you notice the signs. You notice that he remembers the little things you said. You notice that he checks in at unexpected times. You notice that your presence lingers in ways you cannot control, but that speak volumes about the depth of your influence. The silent impact is also about patience. It is not immediate. It grows over time. Every small act, every genuine interaction, every moment of attentiveness adds to it. The accumulation of these subtle, authentic actions creates a presence that is unforgettable. And when someone carries that presence in their mind when no one else is around, when their thoughts naturally drift to you at the end of the day, that is the proof that the silent impact is real. It is not loud. It is not obvious, but it is permanent. So understand this: your power is not in how often you are noticed, but in the subtle ways you leave a mark. The energy you bring, the attention you give, and the kindness you show create echoes that last far beyond the moment. The silent impact is not about recognition. It is about influence, connection, and presence. It is what makes someone carry you in their thoughts, feel your absence when you are not around, and remember you long after the moment has passed. This is the most powerful, enduring, and beautiful kind of impact you can have, and it begins with simply being yourself fully and authentically in every interaction. Memory is one of the most underrated forces in connection and attraction. It is one of the quietest yet most profound ways someone shows they care, and it is one of the clearest signs that you hold a special place in someone's mind. Think about it. When someone remembers the details about you, the small things you said in passing, the preferences you casually mentioned, the experiences that shaped you, they are doing more than just recalling information. They are actively choosing to carry a piece of you in their mind, to hold on to moments that made them feel something, to honor the significance of your presence in their life. That is power, because memory is not passive. It requires attention, effort, and intention. It is proof that you matter more than fleeting attention. It is proof that you have made an impact that cannot be ignored. Every detail someone remembers about you, no matter how small it seems, is a reflection of how deeply you have touched their consciousness. It could be the way you laughed at a joke that barely anyone else noticed, or the way you described a childhood memory, or the simple fact that you told them your favorite book or movie. When someone keeps these details in mind, they are keeping you in mind. They are creating a mental map of your life, your personality, your essence, and that map becomes part of how they think about you every day. Memory is not just about recollection, it is about significance. When someone remembers, they are signaling to themselves, even unconsciously, that you are important, that you are someone worth thinking about when the world goes quiet. The power of memory also lies in its ability to create intimacy. When someone remembers what matters to you, it communicates care, attentiveness, and understanding. It tells you that you are not just another person passing through their life, but someone whose presence is meaningful and whose individuality is recognized. It is a silent affirmation that your thoughts, your feelings, and your experiences are valued. And when someone does this consistently, when they remember details without you reminding them, it reveals the depth of their attention, the sincerity of their interest, and the way you have become a part of their inner world. This is why memory is so often linked with love, desire, and emotional connection. Someone who remembers you, truly remembers you, is someone who has been affected by you on a level that goes beyond surface level attraction. They are not just reacting to your appearance or your words in the moment. They are carrying fragments of you in their mind, replaying moments, recalling conversations, and letting the significance of your interactions influence their thoughts and emotions long after the interaction has ended. That is how attraction grows, how attachment forms, and how someone comes to think of you when no one else is around. Memory turns moments into something permanent, fleeting conversations into enduring connections, and casual interactions into meaningful imprints on the heart and mind. But memory is also a reflection of energy and intention. It is not enough to expect someone to remember you if your interactions lack authenticity, presence, or impact. If you show up half-heartedly, distracted, or disengaged, there is nothing for them to remember, no impression to carry, no emotional resonance to hold on to. On the other hand, when you show up fully, when you speak with honesty, when you engage with care, you create experiences worth remembering. The details you share, the moments you create, the energy you bring, all of these become the building blocks of memory. And when someone chooses to carry these memories with them, they are not just recalling facts. They are acknowledging the significance of your presence in a way that is deeply personal and emotionally charged. The beauty of memory is that it transcends time and space. Someone might not see you every day. They might not hear from you constantly, yet they think of you, recall moments, and replay your interactions in their mind. Memory allows your presence to exist even when you are absent. It allows someone to feel your influence, your energy, and your impact without you having to be physically present. And this is what makes memory so powerful in relationships and connections. It is the bridge between moments, the thread that links experiences, and the invisible force that keeps you present in someone's thoughts long after the world has moved on. Understanding the power of memory also gives you clarity about your influence. You realize that it is not about overwhelming someone with attention, messages, or gestures. It is about creating moments worth remembering. It is about engaging with intention, listening actively, and leaving impressions that resonate emotionally. When you do this, you become unforgettable in ways that do not require effort or manipulation. You simply exist fully in the interactions you share, and the memories of those interactions naturally take root in someone's mind. So, recognize this: when someone remembers you, the details you shared, the moments you created, they are acknowledging your impact. They are silently telling themselves, and sometimes even to you in small, subtle ways, that you matter, that you are someone who cannot be forgotten easily. Memory is proof of connection, proof of influence, and proof that you have carved a space in someone's mind and heart that is uniquely yours. It is a power that is quiet, invisible, and enduring, and when you understand it, you see that being unforgettable is not about loud gestures or constant presence. It is about creating moments that resonate, interactions that leave a mark, and a presence that lives in someone's memory long after the moment has passed. Presence is one of the most underestimated qualities in human connection, yet it is one of the most powerful ways to make someone think of you when you are not there. It is not about being loud or dominating a conversation or constantly making yourself the center of attention. True presence is about showing up fully, authentically, and intentionally in every interaction. It is about being so engaged, so aware, and so genuine that the energy you bring lingers long after the moment ends. Presence creates influence because it allows you to leave a mark without saying a word, to be felt without demanding to be noticed, and to exist in someone's memory in a way that feels effortless, natural, and profound. When you are present, you listen, not just to respond, but to understand. You notice the subtleties in someone's words, the emotions behind their expressions, the things they may not even say aloud. You engage with attentiveness, giving your energy fully to the person in front of you. This level of attention communicates more than any verbal declaration ever could. It says, I see you, I value you, you matter. And when someone feels seen, truly seen, they carry that feeling with them. They think of you when the world quiets down because you gave them a moment of clarity, of acknowledgement, and of genuine connection that no one else could provide. Presence also creates influence because it is inherently magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who are fully alive in the moment. When your energy is grounded, warm, and focused, it leaves an impression that is difficult to shake. The way you hold yourself, the way you engage, the way you make someone feel comfortable and appreciated, these things linger. You may not realize it, but every moment of authentic engagement builds a mental and emotional imprint that someone carries with them long after you are gone. Presence allows you to plant seeds in someone's mind without effort or manipulation. It is the quiet force that turns ordinary interactions into unforgettable experiences. Influence born from presence is subtle, yet profound. It is not about forcing someone to think about you. It is about creating moments and energy that naturally stay with them. It is about the way you make someone feel safe, inspired, and understood, and the way those emotions replay in their mind later. When you are fully present with someone, you give them a space where they feel valued, where they feel connected, and where they feel understood. That is the essence of influence. It is not calculated. It is not manipulative. It is organic. It grows quietly in the spaces between words, in the pauses of conversation, in the energy you carry into the room and into the hearts of those around you. One of the most powerful aspects of presence is that it creates lasting memories without grand gestures. Someone does not have to take a photo with you or receive an extravagant gift or witness a dramatic display of emotion to remember you. They remember you because of the way you made them feel in that moment, the attention you gave, the authenticity you radiated, and the energy that only you brought. It is this presence that transforms fleeting moments into something meaningful, and something they carry with them in their thoughts when no one else is around. When you are fully engaged and intentional, the memory of your presence becomes inseparable from the way someone feels about you. Presence also amplifies your authenticity. When you are fully present, you are not performing. You are not trying to impress. You are not overthinking how you appear or how you are perceived. You are simply being yourself fully without apology. That authenticity is powerful because it is rare. Most people live distracted, disconnected, and unaware of the energy they bring to interactions. When you show up present, you immediately stand out. Your energy is noticed, remembered, and appreciated. And the person on the receiving end of that energy carries it in their mind because it feels real, it feels unique, and it feels irreplaceable. The influence of presence is cumulative. Every time you show up fully in a conversation, a moment, or a shared experience, you are leaving a subtle yet permanent mark. Every laugh you share, every thoughtful word you speak, every attentive gesture you make adds to the reservoir of energy that someone associates with you. Over time, these moments accumulate, and your presence becomes a constant undercurrent in their thoughts. You do not need to be constantly present physically or digitally. Your influence remains because the quality of your presence, when it occurs, is unforgettable. So, understand this: your presence is your power. It is the invisible force that leaves someone thinking of you when you are not there. It is not about being noticed constantly or performing for attention. It is about being engaged fully, being authentic, and letting your energy resonate naturally. When you master the art of presence, you create influence effortlessly. You become the person whose memory lingers in someone's mind, whose energy is felt long after the moment has passed, and whose impact cannot be replaced or forgotten. Presence does not demand recognition, but it ensures it. Presence does not require effort, but it leaves a lasting effect. Presence does not need to be loud, but it echoes forever. Actions always speak louder than words, and this is especially true when it comes to attraction, connection, and love. Words are easy. Anyone can say, "I care," "I miss you," or "you're important to me," but words alone are often empty if they are not backed by consistent action. True connection, the kind that makes someone carry you in their thoughts when you are not present, is shown through behavior, through effort, and through the little things that often go unnoticed by others. It is the subtle gestures, the attention to detail, the way someone shows up consistently that reveal what words alone could never prove. This is why signs always speak louder than words. Think about the difference between someone who constantly tells you they care and someone who shows you they care through their actions. The person who remembers your birthday without being reminded, who checks in when they know you're having a tough day, who notices when something is bothering you even before you say a word. These actions carry weight. They signal a level of attention, thoughtfulness, and investment that words cannot replicate. When someone consistently demonstrates through their behavior that you matter, it creates an impression that lingers in your mind and heart long after the moment passes. Actions are tangible proof, evidence that cannot be ignored, and they are often the most reliable indication of someone's true feelings. Many people get caught up in overanalyzing words, trying to decode intentions, or searching for hidden meanings in conversations. But if you want to truly understand someone's feelings, watch what they do. Notice how they act when no one is watching, how they prioritize you, and how they make you feel through their behavior. These signs are far more accurate than anything they could say. When someone goes out of their way to create moments that make you feel seen, valued, and appreciated, they are sending a clear message. They are telling you that you are important not with words, but with actions that speak directly to the heart. This is also why consistency matters. A single action, no matter how thoughtful, is powerful, but repeated actions create patterns that build trust, attachment, and deep emotional impact. When someone consistently checks in, remembers details about you, makes time for you, or shows up in ways that matter, it demonstrates a level of care and investment that words cannot match. These signs are the language of connection, and they are what makes someone think of you when you are not present. They create a sense of reliability and security, showing that your significance is not temporary or situational, but enduring and real. Even the smallest gestures can carry immense weight if they are genuine. A thoughtful text at an unexpected time, a message recalling something meaningful you shared, A look of understanding or appreciation, a subtle compliment or act of kindness. These are all signs that speak louder than any words could. They communicate attention, consideration, and intention. They demonstrate that you are on someone's mind, not just in theory, but in action. And when these signs are repeated, when they become a natural part of how someone engages with you, they create a lasting impression that cannot be shaken. Understanding this principle changes everything about how you perceive connection and love. You stop focusing on what someone says and start focusing on what they actually do. You stop doubting your place in their mind based on verbal assurances alone, and instead look for evidence in their behavior. You recognize that true value is demonstrated, not announced. And this clarity allows you to appreciate the people who make a real impact in your life and to see through the noise of empty promises or superficial gestures. It allows you to honor those who carry you in their thoughts and hearts through consistent, meaningful actions. Signs are also powerful because they create emotional resonance. When someone shows you that they care through action, it evokes feelings of trust, security, and connection. These feelings do not fade quickly because they are grounded in real behavior. They imprint on your mind and heart, creating an emotional map that guides your thoughts about that person. When someone demonstrates care repeatedly, your brain associates them with reliability, warmth, and presence.